Alrighty guys, I'm back from Sawfest. I got in late yesterday. I took off out of here Thursday and I didn't get back till Sunday. Didn't get much sleep at all. About froze my butt off the first night there because it frosted. I was just in the back of the truck under the aluminum topper. I think total from Thursday till Sunday, late Sunday night, might even be early this Monday morning because I had a hard time winding down after I got home. I maybe got 3-4 hours sleep total for all them days, so I'm still feeling jet lagged. Not supposed to be drinking with the health issues I had. I didn't drink until after all the races, but you know, I got to see friends I haven't seen in 2 to 3 years. Got to meet new friends. Had an absolute stellar time. So I did enjoy myself. I pounded energy drinks while I was down there, which was a bad idea because now I've got a bumpy ride back. Now I'm back to pissing chunks out and stuff. And these kidney problems I'm having, but it could have just been the 4-hour bouncing trip down there. 4-hour bouncing trip back in that 1 ton. Beat the crap out of me. But I had fun. I did not get a time slip like I did from previous years. I'm waiting. They're tallying them up. I didn't pay there's only a few saws I paid attention to. And I didn't end up racing what I thought I was going to race. I got down there and I brought Stickers 2.0. Stickers is back with me now. I picked it up from Nate Blakesley when I was down there. He's had absolute fun time running this thing. I was going to get some video talking to him about it so he could explain it to you guys, but it was pretty chaotic down there. But he's a seasoned racer, and down there at Sawfest, I don't know where it placed at, but he did have a mishap in his run. And same with the gentleman that I loaned that 661 to. I don't think I got to see. I loaned this one out too, but I didn't catch I don't think I caught the race on that one. But I did watch this one, and he got a DQ. Shit happens in racing. It's just the way it is. But I wanted Kenny Freeman to run this one, and the night before. He said he was going to run a different saw or whatever, and then I was really hoping Kenny and Nate could have a fair battle between this, because I really wanted to see where these two saws stacked up against each other and in more capable operator hands than just mine. And so when Kenny said that, I'm like, all right, well, I'll run this. And I had my other one right here, this saw right here I took down with me. I ain't got no room, but this saw right here anyway is just as fast as this one. I mean, in my testing in the backyard, they're almost twins. They're you know, and I think I can push a little harder on that one than I can this one. This one might free spool a little more RPM, but it drops to about the same as what that one is in the cut. So they're very similar in running, and I was like, well, I'll be running this because I wanted, if Kenny wasn't going to run, I'm like, well, shoot, I'll just run this because you guys want to see it do or whatever. So when I got back to the truck, I'd loaned out all my really fast 4910s. I'd loaned out because I thought I was running this, and then Kenny come up to me just a few minutes before it was time to start going up, and he's like, well, I changed my mind, I'll run Stickers if you want me to, or Stickers 2.0 version 4. And I says, yeah, way better in your hands than mine anyway. Hand it off, and then I turn around and look, and I'd already paid the entry fee and stuff for the 3 cube. I didn't have nothing to run for 3 cube, and you can't share saws. You can loan saws out, so I'm like, and I'd I would have been totally fine running the 550, but I already loaned it out, and I didn't want to be the douchebag that could turn around and renege on a loan out. So I'm like, what I should have did, because I had another bar in there, I should have freaking, because I had the tools, I should have threw an 18-inch 325 on the shin and just raced it, and then tried to rush down to the truck and switch it back out for the 4 cube. But I didn't feel like doing all that, so I ran. I believe it's injured. The saw that I ran there. I just checked compression a little bit ago. It's at 110 pounds. It's something's not right with it. So I had a piss poor run in the 3 cube with an injured saw, but I don't care. I'm a horrible racer anyway. But I should have. Yeah, what I should have did was, because this build and stickers are almost identical. But I had a 3/8 on this. I should have just pulled. I can't run 3/8 in the 3 cube. I should have just swapped this out and ran it, and maybe not run the 4 cube at all. But it doesn't matter. But and I'm still feeling like jet lagged and not feeling the greatest now. But I'm gonna get back on my regimen and push lots of fluids and see if I can get feeling better. I think I did. My throat hurts, and I've done more talking in all them days than I have in probably 3 years. So the throat's a little sore. I might have to get some honey and all that stuff. But Kenny made my day. I believe he took first place in the 3 cube with stickers 2.0. I don't know where Nate placed with stickers, because from the footage I was watching, looked like he had to restart his cookie there, which bumps, adds time. So I don't know. And he told me he had a 9-pin on, like if you're checking it from when it touches the wood to come out, stickers was turning a 9-pin, and I only had a 7-pin on this one. And this is still the chain that Kenny ran. There was some questions going around about the chain that the saw had on it. This is still the fuel, the everything. I picked this 16-inch 66 driver 23 RS. Never been touched. I took it right out of the box because I knew Kenny was a seasoned operator, and I had an 18 on it, and I don't know what bar and chain he had on this one. I threw a bar and chain on it in case somebody wanted to run this in like a different event. But I stopped at the hardware store and picked up a 23 RS 66 driver 050 with 23 RS, and brought this bar with me just in case. I'm glad I did, because I set this up, and I know Kenny's probably familiar with 3 cubes with a 16. But super thrilled. Absolutely thrilled with Hay Shaft and Sawdust, Mark at Hay Shaft and Sawdust. For those that don't know, I sold him my ported 6-horse ported 261. I can't remember how many months ago. And that 261 is comparable to my 550, at least when I had them. I think Mark's changed the muffler mod on. I think it's got a dual port muffler now instead of a single port. He might be running a different air filter in it now too. I think I had just a stock air filter, but I don't know. And I don't know all what been done to his chains. I know his chains were tech inspected and passed, I think twice. But Mark made me feel good. Mark took second place in the 3 cube with a saw that I built. Now granted, Mark's operating, stellar, it was awesome. Plus I got to meet Mark for the first time, and if you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, go over and check out Hay Shaft and Sawdust. That dude is awesome. I talked to him quite a bit on the phone. We'd actually never met person to person. At Sawfest was the first time. The dude's a hoot. He's an absolute riot. He is who he is. Even talking to him on the phone, I really he felt bad because he was bouncing around talking to a bunch of people. He wished we could have talked a little bit more, but I totally get it. I feel the same way. I was bouncing around trying to talk to people that I haven't seen and heard from in 2 or 3 years. I got to see TW. It was awesome. TW saws have improved awesome. I can't, I can't be more proud of how TW saws run. Everybody's saws were compared to what I've hung out and did 3 years ago. They're building some stellar stuff. I was really super impressed with TW's G366. In fact, I get people that ask me to port a 361 all the time. I turn them down. I personally, I've even sold my 361. I don't even have a 361 anymore. I personally don't like them. I don't like the way they feel in my hands. I have no interest in porting them. I used to send them down the road to other builders, but I know if I wanted somebody to build my 361, I'd be pestering TW. I was super impressed. So that says something right there. TW, you knocked that 361 out of the park. And that class, they could run all sorts of fuel, I think, and it was just on gas. The way that saw sounded, the way it was pulling chain. I think TW had a bad run, but nothing to do with the saw at all. You can have the baddest saw in the world and still have a piss poor run. It happens in racing. If you see me in the video, I had one of my Briscoe shirts on. If you see me in the video, like rubbing and wiping the saws in my hands, and then you end up seeing me actually rub the log and get sawdust. I don't know what happened. I think somebody must have ran their saw over top of my saw, but every one of my saws that I went up and raced with had speckling of bar mist all over them. So when I was like grabbing them, I'm like, what the hell? I was like, great, I'm gonna go to grab my saw and drop it like Butterfingers, because it was slicker than snot, especially on these 40, like the shin I raced. It still got a sheen on it. I don't know what is. I think it's that DGP bar oil or whatever. They were handing that stuff out for free down there. I don't run the stuff, but for racing, I make my own bar oil. And then for just going out and cutting firewood, I just get my stuff at Tractor Supply, whatever's cheapest. But yeah, I don't know, but you'll see me rubbing. All I know is my handles were slick. I could say that. But this is probably not gonna be a very good video. I have my 461. I really wanted it in the race. I'm gonna have to tear into it. She sprung an air leak from the spawns of hell. I don't know what happened. It's try to tune it down, then idle comes up crazy. Readjust the carburetor, comes up crazy. You snap the throttle, it'll come back down, idle good for a second, and then all of a sudden it just skyrockets back up. She's gulping air, something fierce, and I just that saw runs so stellar. I'm like, let's just shut it down. Won't get raced. We'll have to tear into it and see what went wrong where. I don't know. I've loaned it out a few times. I don't, I don't know. Could be the I think I put aftermarket seals in that. Could be I have an aftermarket seal problem. Could have blown a seal out. Could have wound something around the clutch and eat a seal. I don't know. She's gulping air somewhere. Maybe my goop on the cylinder let loose or a bolt come loose. I don't know. But I just threw it in the truck and I let my buddy run my 500i. I was outgunned every class. I had a subpar running saw to run my 3 cube with. I ran a way under cc saw in the 4 cube. I ran a way under cc saw in the 5 cube, and then I ran my 7310. Where is my 7? Oh, it's over there on the bench. I ran my 7310 in the 6 cube. And I can swear to a test if someone's complaining about it. Every single saw that I brought down there that ran, that I personally brought down there, had an out of the box chain, except for the 550. The 550 has a ground. I didn't have a barn chain for this, so I threw this one on it down there. This is just a ground 50 on the back angle, It's just a 50 on the back angle, 30 on the front angle, and the rakers on this I think are the midsection on a West Coast raker gauge. And I loaned this out to John Cox, but that's the only saw that didn't have an out of the box chain. It's a fairly new chain, but basically all I did was just kiss it up on the grinder. So yeah, so every one of my saws had stock out of the box chains. In fact, I'm debating, I think Mastermind's having an event, not this weekend, but next weekend. I'm going to try to see if I can get time off from work and smooth it over with the old lady. Let's see if maybe I can get to that one, because I've missed so many races and I've never been to one of his events. If I do go, I'm probably going to take maybe 1 or 2 saws, because I'm probably going to be riding with a friend if I do go. He said if I could get to his house, he'd drive the rest of the way. So I'll probably just take 1, 2, maybe 3 saws tops. I don't know what ones yet. I'd have to do some thinking. I picked up some more projects down there. They're still buried in the truck. But yeah, I don't know where I placed. I don't know where. I had a lot of saws out there in other people's hands. I don't know who or what. I'm waiting for the results so I can look through it, and I'll fill you guys in as I know. But it sounds like I had some do really good in the disc stack, and I don't know where this one placed at, but I believe this was first. The Marks 261 that I did was second, and without the paper, I don't know where third. I have no idea who placed what where. I don't even know where the 550 placed. I'll have to look at the times. But I suspect, I'm not a racer, I suspect I placed poorly, but I'm glad I had some saws do good. But I know you guys have probably been wanting an update and itching and stuff, but down there I had like crappy service. That first video I released, I think it took like 6 hours or something to upload. And then that half-hour one, I think it was like 4.5 hours or something to upload. And my phone was completely acting goofy trying to do that. It wouldn't let me answer call while it was uploading. It wouldn't let me answer calls. It wouldn't load Facebook Messenger. So I couldn't open my email. It was like I was blind down there. So I managed to get a couple videos out and said, well, that'll have to do until I get back. And then I worked hard last night getting everything on the Wi-Fi to upload. So I uploaded what footage I had before my phone goofs up and dumps the footage. And I'll have to go through. My buddy showed me how to do shorts with music and putting letters and stuff in there. So I'm probably going to be sifting through that footage over the next month and pulling shorts and stuff out of them videos, just to try to I have to push shorts to keep the channel growing. But yeah, so I have no idea where, other than what I talked about, placed until I get an update. And once I find out, hopefully I can get the pictures sent to me, and then I can send them, I don't know, to my other buddy and see if we can print them off, and I can have a sheet and I can go through. Because I'm gonna have to talk to Smitty and see how, because I think he loaned out like that 036. I'm gonna have to talk to a bunch of people and find out who had what and what saw, so I could figure out where my junk stacked up at. But I was super thrilled with Kenny's run, because I get a lot of guff for being an Echo fan, and I don't know how many times I've had people tell me that you can't be competitive with an Echo, and if you get the right racer to race it for you, yeah, that they can be competitive. That made me feel awesome. So like I said, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to call this a video. But you guys take it easy. Watch through the footage. You don't have to try to sit through and watch it all, but, like, comment, subscribe, share, hype, do whatever you want to do. And, yeah, let me know what you guys think, I know I did poorly, but I had fun. That's all that mattered. So, and to the group of guys at Sawfest, thank you for having me down there. You guys have a good one.